according to the best of my ability and understanding.
According to the best of my ability and understanding.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations indeed for the new face representing New Orleans City Council District A. You're looking at Aimee McCarron taking the oath of office this week during her inauguration on Monday at the Sanger Theater. McCarron previously served as the policy and budget director for her predecessor, Joe Giarrusso. Now she's taking over his seat on the council, and guess what? She's with us this morning to talk more about her plans for the council. Good morning to you, ma'am.
Good morning. Good morning.
So we were talking, got started on Monday, already busy, hasn't it been?
Yes, already busy. I've got 84 emails awaiting my reply in my inbox. District A does not stop, for sure.
Well, that talks about not only the engagement from your constituency, but also the issues that people do desperately want attended to. And you've talked a lot about this on the campaign trail and now in office, things that you're focusing on. A big one that we're seeing, streetlights.
Yes. Streetlights was one of the top 2 things that I heard on the campaign trail. It's not just that streetlights are out, it's that we don't have enough streetlights in certain neighborhoods. Well, really in all neighborhoods of District A. I'm seeing that the last 3-4 days I've had neighborhood meetings, and that's still the #1 thing that we're talking about here.
Yeah, and that's fascinating because District A is massive and covers several neighborhoods, so to see that commonality among no matter where you are, streetlights. Also, you talk about road repair.
Yes, road repairs is the other thing that is important. Obviously, we have that 6-month FEMA extension. It seems like FEMA is going to be giving us 6-month increments to get things done. So there's a couple projects. Specifically, there's one in Holly Grove, Dixon area that I know was supposed to get started in January. And I, talked to DPW Steve Nelson, who will be handling that department. I, wanted to make sure that before we are opening up streets, I want to make sure that we're finishing them, or at least we have with FEMA that we are allowed to finish them, because I don't want residents to feel unsafe that roads are just opened up and not any kind of, going ahead and closing them up. So
yeah, I mean, that is the concern here, and it's something that you, I would imagine, know a thing or two about, overseeing the budget for District A. So talk to me about that process. What do you have to look at when you've got these 6-month extensions, but also projects that need to get done?
Yes, we've got to look at capital projects going forward on how we plan with the district council members on, okay, if these FEMA projects are not going, we do have that bond proposition that voters approved in November. So I know that they're planning to sell those bonds in April. So we've got to really look at both FEMA and we've got to look at those bonds and see how we match the two together and maybe compile them. Okay, if this project's going to get some FEMA money, how do we top that off with some of those bond funds to get these roadwork things done?
How do you feel about the integrity of FEMA going forward?
I'm a little concerned. But I think that we have shown already the last few days that the administration and the council really want to work together. And I think if we can continue to show that to our state and federal partners, that's really going to help us get those extensions going forward.
All of these issues also feed into the environment, our climate. You're serving as chair of the council's climate committee, and one of the things you talked about growing there was the solar-powered street project on Moss Street.
Yes, that is a wonderful project because these streetlights, they are solar powered. They have 80 hours of battery backup, so they don't feed into the Entergy. So Entergy is not, the city doesn't pay Entergy to have those lights on. The sun does. And the best thing about it is they'll stay on during power outages. So anytime we have hurricanes and those sorts of things, people can feel safe. What I'm proposing is that in areas that we don't have enough streetlights, how can we incorporate those types of solar-powered streetlights to provide additional lighting for people and they stay on?
All right, and with that, also looking at the Light the Night program.
Yes.
Talk to us about that.
Yeah, so what we are planning to do is in all the neighborhoods of District A, obviously it'll take some time, but we're going to start with Holly Grove, Dixon, and Holly Grove neighbors, and we're going to plan ahead and see where are the areas that we need to go around, and we're going to have a Light the Night. We're going to go around with flashlights, and we're going to shine a light on those spots that either a street light is not fixed or that we want to put another street light in that place. And we're going to include, the administration, DPW, our neighborhood partners, NOPD, and have just, an event to just kind of shine the light on these spots.
And with that, getting people engaged in this, Fridays, you say that you're going to have some community events for people to come out and talk. You mentioned those 84 emails,
yes,
people have a lot to say.
Yes, exactly. Look, I always talked about we should be in the district more so we are able to really understand and be accessible to people. Fridays, what I'm planning to do is be on site in a neighborhood, whether it's at a church or a school or a gym or a NORD facility or a library, where people can come access me directly and me and a staff person. And so So I really just want to be in the neighborhood so I know what's going on the ground.
All right, Aimee McCarron, District A City Council person. We do appreciate you coming in. Congratulations to you and well wishes.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.